Do you like fantasy football and sports betting? Come join us here at the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast, where hosts Matt, Shane, and Jason talk about fantasy players, lineups, and sports betting to help you compete and win championships. And of course, some extra cash. Let's jump right into the show.
Welcome back to the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast / betting. And hey, we're here today. It's just Jason and I for this episode. Matt and Jason did a holiday special earlier on that we will be posting to the YouTube here in just a jiff. But it's great to be back here in the studio, the Homeo. And Jason, you're looking good. How are you feeling this holiday season?
Oh, hey, I'm doing well. It's holiday version 2.0 with you, Shane. This is going, I didn't want to leave you empty-handed, and I wanted to get back on with you just for the Christmas special episode. We needed to get our picks out there. We got a weird week of football with Wednesday games. Both of our teams are playing on Christmas. We're kind of excited about it, but not really in a sense, being, what is that, a five-day rest for our team. So it's interesting. Glad to see you. Glad to be back. We got some good picks for y'all.
Oh, yeah, the gift of money. It's something everybody can get behind. And Jason, I mean, we can talk about how I did last week, but it's really good. And it's pending this Packers game for a really, really good week. And it looks like the Packers are handling things okay right now. So, hey, quick housekeeping things. If you like the show, hit the bell up there, and you'll get a notification anytime anybody posts anything to this wonderful channel over at Fantasy Six Pack. And then if you really like the show, head over to our podcast. You can find us anywhere. Type in Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast, and you will find us on whatever app you're searching. So do those two things. It means a lot. It means the world. It's free. And also hit the thumbs up button because that helps the algorithm. And we love the algorithm around here. Jason, you want to recap at least our two picks? Because I'm assuming you ran that down on Matt and you earlier.
Yeah, I ran down Matt and I's picks last week. I'll do it again. So last week, your boy went 3-2. Shane, you are sitting at 5-2 with 2 games pending, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Your lock, unfortunately, pushed last week. Minnesota Vikings really played with their food all game and decided to come back and then push that 3 spot right there. So it's kind of it's kind of gross, but at the same time, hey, a push is better than a loss, we always say. So hey, you get your money back right there. So that push brings your lock total to 10, 5-1. Your free plays last week, Shane, went to 2-1. So with that being said, I'm not going to give your total overall record at the moment unless you want me to do it with these 2 games pending.
No, we are still pending. So
okay, cool. Then yeah, we can update the week 17 season total. You can do that on your X or BlueSky page.
Yeah, I'll post it on both and give a shout out to what the total is. We have a question in here from the chat, Jason.
Yep.
I'm gonna post it up here because actually I'm just gonna use this as a segue to go right into my picks. Leonard, it's funny you asked that. Listen, buddy, if Matt were on the show right now, he would say that the Steelers are going to win this game. However, not so fast, my friend. I am taking the Chiefs -2.5. I'm taking the Chiefs anything under 3. So that is my takeaway from this. The Chiefs look good. They look like they're starting to put things together. It's stereotypical Chiefs season where at the end of the season, they get so much stronger than everybody else. And they're finally getting healthy. So I think that those two things are massive. I think Hollywood Brown really sparked something in that offense. I think that even if Pittsburgh gets Pickens back, McDuffie on Pickens, I'll take that matchup all day. And I know I'm a Chiefs fan. I know it. So there's a little homerism there, but I do think anything under 3 is serious value. I think that if you get to 3.5, I would take the hook because I don't know that this is a blowout. I don't know how many points are really going to be scored with these two defenses that can get down and dirty. But I do think that on short rest is a good spot for the Chiefs, especially because they need this game to clinch the 1 seed. And that's the main thought process from the organization right now. The Steelers don't have a whole lot to play for due to the fact that their playoff seeding is pretty set. I know that technically if they win this game, they still are in the division hunt. But they don't have the tiebreak with the Ravens right now. So that's the unfortunate side of that. Now for my lock, Jason, I am taking the Lions -3.5. It's ugly because I'm on the other side of the hook, and I hate getting the hook. But I think this number is disrespectful to Detroit, who still is fighting for the 1 seed. They still need to win one more game to lock up the 1 seed. That matters to these teams immensely. So I think that people are discounting the fact that the Lions want to make a statement here and then maybe rest their guys next week. So looking ahead here, I think the Lions are going to take care of business against the San Fran team that really has no reason to play. Like they gave it all they had last week, but they don't have anything to play for. So I think that it's just the writing on the wall is that this could be a blowout for the Lions, and just to, lock in what's one of the best teams in football right now. And then, of course, I always do the 6-point teaser. This is my 6-point teaser gift of the week. It is the Colts to -1.5 in they're playing against the terrible Giants. Unfortunately, it's just I don't think that Drew Lock is a competent quarterback. I've been pounding the table for him all offseason to get a shot, and he's proved me, just like all other quarterback evaluators, to be incredibly wrong. So I think that there's just not any hope there for this Giants team. I know that Neighbors is going to want to show out. I know that Tracy's going to want to show out, but they don't have the talent. They don't have the talent to stick with the Colts team that needs to win to stay in the playoff hunt. And then the Bucks is a bounce back spot. That's who I'm pairing the Colts with. So I'm taking the Bucks on a bounce back against the Panthers, who are in a letdown situation. I think that bodes well for both of these teams. In the grand scope of where we are in the season, I think that both these teams getting them to 1.5 apiece is a pretty good value. And again, that's -120 at DraftKings. So make sure you're going to play that at DraftKings if you're playing it.
Yeah, no, hey, I like those picks. I agree with mostly everything you said. The only thing that has me worried is what we talked about with trends with betting and whatnot. It's Tomlin being a home dog. That's the only thing that kind of worries me about that. That's why me and you are head-to-head this week. I like the Steelers being a home dog. I don't think they win this game, but I do think it's within a field goal. So I took them at 3, 2.5. I mean, we still could. I would only push.
Yeah, you would push. I would cover.
Yeah, exactly. So it is one of those things, like you said. I think we wait for the hook. I don't think Vegas is going to give out that hook.
Oh, I think the hook's coming. I honestly think the hook's coming. I think it comes if there's any sort of setback news with George Pickens. So I would keep an eye on practice reports.
Okay.
Because if George Pickens isn't playing, or if there's even a hint that he may not play, that hook is coming. It's going to come fast, quick, and in a hurry, and it's going to be gone fast, quick, and in a hurry. Smart money's going to bet that down ASAP. Right?
Yeah. Surprised the Steelers don't use Mike Williams a little bit more. It's like they throw out Calvin Austin and some of these no-name guys. It's where you're like you do need that solidified wide receiver too, and we thought they had that. But
Dan Jefferson's got that juice though, Jason. What do you
think? I know, but it's not with Russ, I guess. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's something.
Hey, I'm going to give out a couple picks, a couple more for the holidays. And Shane, I think you should give out one more free play. If you've seen one that you like, just throw one in there. It's the holidays. We're going to be the gift that keeps on giving. I'm going to do some over-unders, which I usually don't do because I don't like betting totals because I think Vegas is a lot more sharper on the total side, which is crazy to even think about because you see some of these games that end right at the total and you're like, damn, they're wizards. So
there were
two
3
that I like.
There were 3 this week that ended at the half point.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're wizards, Harry. They are wizards. Hey, I do like the Chiefs Steelers under in this game. That is I'm getting 44. 44 points. I know that's not much, but based on short rest and 2 teams that are pretty stout defensively, I like that number, and I'll bet that number because I think it's under 40, if we're going to be honest. Yeah, I think one team is going to have trouble scoring, if not both.
Okay.
So
Okay.
then
I don't hate that.
next game, I'm gonna go. I think Vegas has this too high, and I think it's just based on recent performances. I'm going under 49.5 of the Bucks Panthers game.
Okay. Okay.
I see it.
It
I
is an
see
inflated
why.
line.
Yeah, it's based on how the Bucks D couldn't stop a soul yesterday, and the Cowboys offense actually didn't look anemic.
Yeah.
They can't even lose right. If you want to hear how the Cowboys fans talk in Texas, they're all over sports radio. These people are pissed. They're like, we can't even lose right
Mm-hmm.
to get a better draft spot. We're going to be mediocre in the middle of the pack, Shane. We all know this. It's not where you want to be in the NFL.
No, definitely not. Definitely not the spot you want to be. Just like the Raiders, Jason. Raiders winning last week punted themselves out of the first pick, which is insanity.
Yeah, and I like what the head coach said. Is like, what? How do you feel about putting yourself out of first for the first pick? He goes, talk to our GM. It's not my fault. I'm getting paid to win games.
Yeah, I'm here to
I
win
was
games.
like, I love that.
Yeah, that was a good attitude.
It's like, yeah, no, the NFL guys are the one. It's the one sport, and even baseball, I would say, but more so NFL. They don't tank. Those guys go out there because it's game film on you at all times, and if you want to stay playing in the NFL, you got to play and you got to play well. They don't care about the future and rebuilding. They care about now and getting paid now.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Did you see one that you like that you want to?
I do. There's a hook. There's a hook out there that I want to snag.
Okay.
Call me fish because I am straight hooking on this one. Broncos plus 3.5, Jason.
Okay.
There's
Oh,
a hook
you got
out
the
there.
hook now?
There's a couple of hooks hanging out there.
Okay.
And one is at minus 110. So go ahead and smack that before it drops. Because it is dropping. It's falling at a bunch of books. I guess it's kind of faltering back to that 3.5 point. But yeah, definitely grab the 3.5 if it's out there before it gets back down to 3 again. It's at DraftKings right now at plus 3.5. So that would be where I would place my money right now.
I think they're all with the public in that sort of a situation, just because I feel like, yes, the Bengals are at home, but I think everybody and their mother sees what the Bengals offense looks like, and they're just hopping on the Bengals. But we all know that they can't stop a soul on defense.
Yeah, and this game matters a ton to both teams. It's a win or go home. If the Bengals win this game, they're in the playoffs. And if the Broncos lose,
that's what we were talking about
lose
earlier.
this game, they're out of the playoffs. So I think that this is a spot where I think the Broncos can get up. The Broncos defense is stout, and Bengals defense, you could throw. I don't know. You could throw Tony Romo back there right now, and he'd put up 30 on this team.
Which is crazy. So this week, what is our schedule like for this week? We have 2 games on Wednesday, and we have a Thursday night game, Saturday game, 2 Saturday,
three Saturday games,
3 Saturday games, and then the rest of the slate. So it's all divided up throughout the week, huh?
Yeah, it's very divided. And then next week there are no special game days. So everything is on Sunday.
Cool. Well, at least we have a good slate for Christmas Day to where we don't have to just rely on watching basketball. And if you are with some family members that can get a little bit annoying, you can at least turn on some football and enjoy the slate of football games, because we do have 2 good games. Both of our teams are playing, and even Matt's team. So all 3 of our teams are playing. We get to spend time watching it with our families and either being really happy or just really distraught and upset and not wanting to talk to anybody.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, what about our dog parlay, Jason? I know that you and Matt threw together a little 2-legger. For our dog parlay, I'm backing the Packers on Sunday. I know that they're on the road on short rest, but I think that the difference in luck ranking here is the biggest thing for me. The Packers are 9th, and the Minnesota Vikings are 2nd. I think that is a massive gap, and it's not just the number difference. Minnesota is a 3.3 on the luck rating, and Green Bay is a 1 on the luck rating. I think that is substantial enough for it to be a huge difference, just in the grand scheme of a 1-point outcome. What's up, Jamie?
How'd that first game go?
The Vikings-Packers game?
Yes, sir.
I will look that up right now. I actually don't recall specifically.
While you're looking that up, I'll give you mine. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. Money line, give me them outright. I think that defense is good enough. I thought they should have won last week versus the Chargers. Three straight possessions. The first 3 possessions of the game, they scored a touchdown. They somehow went away from that game plan right there, or Harbaugh just made phenomenal adjustments at half. I don't get it. I think Sean Payton and Bo Nix do stay hot this week. And Surtain, we know how he does versus top dudes in the NFL this year. I think he does just enough versus Chase. T. Higgins, we had a sighting last week, Shane.
He exists, yeah.
We had a T. Higgins sighting. Yeah, I was crazy. I was like, dang, okay. I didn't think he was still alive, but hey, he balled out. He did well. The Bengals actually showed up, and they won a game they needed to win. So I like the Broncos to shock the world, and I know you really hope the Broncos win this game because you do not want to see the Bengals in the playoffs.
No, and Jason, speaking of the former game, the Packers played that game at home in Lambeau. They lost by 2, but it was when Minnesota scored 4 straight touchdowns to open the game. They were down 28-7 going into the halftime. Came back and made it a 2-score game. And the Packers won the stat game, but lost the game. They had 465 total yards of offense.
How many turnovers?
I was trying to find that. It looks like 3 picks, 1 fumble.
Yeah, that's why they lost.
It was 4-3. So they lost the turnover battle, lost the game by 2 points. I think that they right the ship here, and smack a W in the column.
Yeah, you had a bad beat over this past weekend with the Eagles and Commanders because I think that was with Jalen Hurts. That's a blowout.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My fantasy teams agree with you.
Yep.
But I think that is all we have. Also, our moneyline parlay is plus 408. So Packers Broncos plus 408. Mark that down. Take it to the desk. Cash those slips. I think that's all we've got, Jay. You got anything else for us?
No, sir.
All righty. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys all stopping by. If you, again, want to leave a like, hit the bell till it goes ding, and make sure that you guys all hug your loved ones over the holiday weekend and make some money while you're doing it. So with that being said, Jason, you know what to do.
Hey, y'all, gamble responsibly. Have a Merry Christmas. Peace, love. Have a good one.
Peace.